Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You're all the reasons why this keeps going. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character. Joining my paid tiers allows you early access to my content, a shout out in my videos, homebrew D&D items for your games, and a chance to play some D&D in the Patreon community. We now have a Discord. It's just getting started, but we have some future plans coming, like events for Discord members and Patreon members. Today, for our build from the grim dark future of Warhammer 40k, it's the Necron Deathmarks. In the time before life even began on Holy Terra, the Necron Tier were an advanced race that lived horribly short and painful lives. After an event that changed everything, known as the War in Heaven, the Necron Tier were transformed from beings of weak flesh and blood to literal soulless machines. They became the Necron. And out of all their society, none were more cold and soulless than the Deathmarks. Within the Necron Tier military, Deathmarks served as infiltrators, snipers, and assassins, and their biotransference into Necrons made them so much worse. Deathmarks use advanced dimensional technology to not only move into the best positions on a battlefield, but also to hide themselves in pocket dimensions and wait for their targets. Now, this doesn't sound as truly terrifying as it is, but you have to understand one thing. Necrons no longer have a fixed concept of time as we know it. To emphasize this point, the average human stage performance is up to 2 hours. The average Necron stage performance is 100 years long. This is confirmed in the lore. Deathmarks will literally wait and watch time progress for centuries before they are ready to strike. And what happens when they strike? Deathmarks are known to wield blades, but their preferred weapon is the horrifying Synaptic Disintegrator. This sniper rifle fires subatomic beams that destroy brain tissue, causing it to become literal mush inside the skull. To make things even worse, these weapons are linked to the Deathmarks themselves, granting them high accuracy even while on the run. To top everything off, like all Necrons, Deathmarks are highly resilient to damage and can repair their bodies because of their strange metal skin known as necrodermis. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook and Eberron Rising from the Last War. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so watch those minimums if you use another system. Make Charisma 15, Con 14, Dex 13, Wisdom 12, Intelligence 10, and we're going to be dumping Strength with an 8. I don't want to do this because Necron are actually pretty damn strong, but it's not important for this build, so we have to sacrifice it. Necrons were once alive, but are now machines. Warforged from Eberron will work perfectly. Constructed Resilience gives you advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. Resistance to poison damage, you are immune to disease, you don't sleep and can't be put to sleep magically. And finally, you don't eat, drink, or breathe. Sentry's Rest makes your long rest 6 hours long, where you remain completely conscious but unmoving. Integrated Protection improves your armor and AC. You gain +1 to your overall AC, and your armor bonds to you. To do this, you must spend 1 hour donning it, and if you wish to change it out, it takes 1 hour to remove it. While you are alive, your armor can't be removed by anyone except you. Specialized Design grants you a free skill and tool proficiency. Take Stealth and Thieves tools. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and 2 more of your choice. For background, place +2 into Con and +1 into Dex. For your origin feat, Tough makes you double your current character level in HP and then adds +2 HP to each level after. For skills, take Survival and Perception. To finish out your background, take Proficiency in Tinkerer's tools. Level 1 fighters start things off with 2 skills. Take Athletics and Intimidation. You are proficient in all armor, weapons, shields, and the saving throw Strength and Con. Fighting Style gives you a Fighting Style feat. For this feat, go ahead and take what you want. I would go with Archery, which adds +2 to your attack rolls with ranged weapons, but we're going to be getting something else for your ranged attack. Second Wind allows your necrodermis body to begin repairs. With a bonus action, you regain 1d10 plus your fighter level in HP. You can do this twice per long rest, but regain a single use at the end of a short rest. Weapon Mastery allows you to have access to special properties of your weapons. At the end of a long rest, choose 3 weapons you're proficient with, and now when you use those weapons, you can use their special Weapon Mastery property. Level 1 Warlocks begin with Eldritch Invocations. These are special upgrades to you. For your invocation, Pact of the Blade allows you to summon a weapon of your choice to you. With a bonus action, you create a weapon that you will now be proficient with regardless of what your proficiencies are. Attacks and damage can be charisma based, and you choose its damage type from Radiant, Necrotic, or Psychic. Remember, you are proficient in all weapons, so this pairs nicely with your weapon mastery. Pact Magic makes you a limited spellcaster, but it works for this. Charisma is your spellcasting modifier. You regain used spell slots at the end of a short or long rest. Your Warlock spell slots are separate from normal spell slots, and you're starting off with 2 cantrips and 2 first level spells. For your spells, Eldritch Blast is a 120-foot sniper shot dealing 1d10 force damage on a hit. Chill Touch is a melee spell attack that phases your hand into an enemy, dealing 1d10 necrotic damage on a hit, and now they can't regain HP until the start of your next turn. Hex curses a creature within 90 feet with a bonus action, marking them as your prey. Now, while you maintain this spell for 1 hour, every time you hit with an attack against the creature, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. Also, when you cast this spell, choose one skill, and while the spell is active, the marked creature has disadvantage on that skill. If the creature dies before the spell ends, you can use your bonus action to move the curse to another creature. Detect Magic scans the area around you out to 30 feet for 10 minutes while you maintain this spell, allowing you to see magical energy around things being affected by the energy. You can also use your action to tell what school the energy is from, but not what it is. Level 2 Warlocks gain Magical Cunning. You can now spend 1 minute to regain up to half your Warlock spell slots, which is 2. You can do this once per long rest. You also gain 2 more invocations. For these invocations, Eldritch Spear increases your Eldritch Blast range out to 30 times your Warlock level. And we're done with Warlocks, so this brings your total shot to 180 feet. Agonizing Blast adds your Charisma modifier to your Eldritch Blast. For your final spell, take what you want. Level 2 fighters unlock Action Surge. You can give yourself a free action once per short or long rest, but you can't cast a spell with this free action. Tactical Mind allows you to use your second wind for skill checks. Now when you fail a skill check, you can use your second wind to add a d10 to the check, but if it still fails, you don't burn the use of second wind. Level 3 fighters now have access to their subclass. Eldritch Knight from the Player's Handbook is going to help you with your interdimensional abilities and sniping abilities. Eventually, spellcasting makes you a minor spellcaster. You're pulling spells from the wizard spell list. Intelligence is your spellcasting modifier. You regain used spell slots at the end of a long rest, and you're starting off with 2 cantrips and 3 first level spells. Remember 2 things. Warlock spells are charisma based, wizard spells are intelligence based, and your Warlock spell slots are not part of your normal spell slots. So you will always have those 2 Warlock spell slots off to the side to use whenever you want. War Bond allows you to bond with up to 2 weapons after 1 hour each, and you can summon them with a bonus action, and while you're not incapacitated, they can never be taken from you. For your spells, Alarm creates a 20-foot cube sensor out to 30 feet from you for 8 hours. While active, you can decide who passes through the sensor, and if anyone does without your permission, you will automatically be alerted to it if you are within a mile of the sensor. False Life gives you temporary HP equal to 2d4 plus 4. Shield adds +2 to your AC for 1 turn and automatically stops Magic Missile from hitting you. For your 2 cantrips, take what you want. We only actually need 1 cantrip for this whole build, and you got it. You've hit character level 5, bring your proficiency bonus to +3. Eldritch Blast can now be fired twice with a single action. Chill Touch deals 2d10 necrotic damage on a hit. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement, and we need a feat. Spell Sniper from the Player's Handbook is going to make your Eldritch Blast even better. First, this adds +1 to Charisma, and then adds 60 feet any spell attack with range of more than 10 feet. This means your total Eldritch Blast range is 240 feet. Also, now your ranged spell attacks can ignore half to 3/4 cover, and being within 5 feet of an enemy doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged spell attacks. You now have 3 uses of Second Wind and up to 4 weapon masteries. For your new spell, Featherfall slows your descent for 1 minute, and if you hit the ground before the spell is up, you take no damage. Level 5 fighters learn extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Tactical shift lets you move half your speed when you use second wind, and this doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, bump up charisma for more attack and damage. For your new spell, take what you want. Level 7 Eldritch Knight fighters gain War Magic. Now, when you attack, you can switch out one of your attacks for a wizard cantrip that has a casting time of 1 action. You also get second level spells. For your new spell, Rope Trick creates a pocket dimension that you can hide in. For 1 hour, you create an invisible room that appears at the end of a rope that you cause to float to its full length. Now, no one can see into the room, but you can see out of it. You also can't cast a spell out of it, and you are completely protected from spells within it. Your character level 9 bring your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement, cap off charisma. For your new spell, Dark Vision lets you see in darkness out to 150 feet for 8 hours. Level 9 fighters unlock Indomitable. You can now re-roll 1 failed saving throw per long rest. Tactical Master lets you switch weapon masteries. You can now switch out for one of the following weapon masteries while wielding a weapon you've chosen for the mastery. Push pushes a creature you've hit with this weapon back by 10 feet. Slow reduces the total speed of a creature you've hit with this weapon by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. Sap causes the next attack from a creature you've hit with this weapon to be at disadvantage until the start of your turn. You've hit character level 11. Eldritch Blast can now be fired 3 times with a single attack action. Chill Touch now does 3d10 necrotic damage. Level 10 Eldritch Knight fighters receive Eldritch Strike. Now when you hit with a weapon, that creature has disadvantage on their next saving throw until the start of your next turn. You now have 4 uses of second wind and up to 5 weapon masteries. For your new spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you take with a bonus action. You get your final cantrip here, have fun choosing. Level 11 fighters now have 2 extra attacks. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action. For your new spell, See Invisibility lets you see into the ethereal plane and creatures with the invisible condition for 1 hour. You've reached character level 13. Bring your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 12 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Bring Up Dex for better stealth and AC. Level 13 fighters gain another use of Indomitable, giving you 2 uses per long rest. Studied Attack helps you when you miss with an attack. Now when you miss an attack, you can have advantage on your next attack before the end of your next turn against the same creature. You also gain 3rd level spells. For your new spell, Blink lets you dip into another dimension for 1 minute. While the spell is active at the end of each of your turns, you roll 1d6, and on a 4, 5, or 6, you enter the ethereal plane until the start of your next turn. You can see everything happening on the plane you came from out to 60 feet, can only be affected by creatures on the ethereal plane, and when you appear, you are 10 feet from your previous position. Level 14 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Bump Up Dex further. For your new spell, take what you want. We actually don't need any more spells, so customize this how you want. Level 15 Eldritch Knight fighters unlock Arcane Charge. Now, when you use Action Surge, you teleport 30 feet. You've reached the final milestone, character level 17, max out your proficiency bonus at +6. Eldritch Blast now fires 4 times with a single attack action. Chill Touch now deals 4d10 necrotic damage. Level 16 fighters earn our final ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex for a great stealth. You can now have up to 6 weapon masteries. For your final spell, take what you want. Level 17 fighters now have 2 uses of Action Surge and 3 uses of Indomitable. Our final level is level 18 fighters, and Eldritch Knights get improved War Magic. Now when you make an attack, you can replace one of your attacks with a wizard spell of 1st or 2nd level that has a casting time of 1 action. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 8, Dex 20, Con 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 12, Charisma 20. Your total class levels are Fighter 18, Warlock 2. Let's dive. You're a long-range killer. Your Eldritch Blast reaches 240 feet, deals 1d10 plus 5 force damage, and can be fired 4 times. If you've marked them, you're dealing an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. You're also good up close with the ability to summon weapons to you or deal 4d10 necrotic damage on a hit. You're hard to pin down. Your stealth is plus 11, you can teleport, hide in a pocket dimension, or just hop in and out of a dimension each turn. Combine all that together, you can fire 4 times, move, teleport, and then jump back into the pocket dimension. Hell, you can action surge to dash as well. Finally, your Necrodermis makes you one tough bastard. You have plus 1 to your AC, can boost that up by plus 5, can heal yourself 1d10 plus 18 up to 4 times, can re-roll up to 3 saves, and your total health taking the average is over 220 HP. Downside. This is a bit more complicated than it has to be. We need teleportation and hiding, so we needed Wizard, but Warlock has the better long range shot. All this gives you 2 spellcasting modifiers, one of which is worthless. If it wasn't for Eldritch Blast, I would have ignored Warlock and would have gotten an epic boon and 4th level spells. Also, we really didn't need Fighter since Warlock has you covered for shots, but we needed the spells and spell slots, plus Fighter is a lot tougher than Warlock if you get into close range combat. You also have some resource management with 2 Warlock spell slots and 10 normal spell slots. Finally, your strength is terrible, thankfully your save is still plus 5. I also would like to say that Eldritch Knight, other than giving you all this teleportation, isn't really needed. You're not really using weapons whatsoever or getting damage dealing spells from Wizard. We just took it because it has access to the better teleportation spells. Time to hunt your target across worlds and time. Let nothing get in your way from delivering the perfect shot. I'd like to thank my Artificer tier. Thank you John Martin, Christopher R. Hunter, Java Squirrel, and Daniel Saftler. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. And make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character.